Buddha.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Friday. Hopefully, you're all having a great week or had a great week. Hopefully, you all had a great day. What is going on? Happy Friday. Once again, shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's hit those likes. Let's hit that subscribe button. Share this channel out with everyone you know. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's try to get up to 100 likes, folks. How's everybody doing today? So, more and more news coming out about Juan Soto and where he's going to sign, where his contract offer is going to be. And according to Jon Heyman, there are 4 teams that are in the ballpark of $700 million for Juan Soto. If that is the case, if what Jon Heyman is saying is true, then don't be surprised if this contract goes over $700 million. I mean, I see it happening, and there's already talks once again that he's going to go to the Mets, and the Yankees have. I mean, the Yankees have a chance, but ultimately he's gonna pick the Mets. But the way I see it, I feel like the Yankees are going to sign him. I think the Yankees are going to sign him. I'm still confident in that. But I am not going to be surprised if his contract goes over $700 million. All right, that's all. That's my opinion. That's all I'm going to say about that. But real quick, before we talk more about Juan Soto, there was breaking news a little bit ago, and Shane Bieber, Cleveland Guardians pitcher, signed a 1-year deal. It's a $14 million contract, $10 million salary, plus a $4 million buyout with the Guardians that has a player option that could bring it to $26 million over 2 years. So if he does opt out after the 2025 season, he would be a free agent at the age of 30. So I wanted to share that information with all of you. But shout out to everybody in the chat. The chat's on fire right now. So between X and YouTube, I got over 200 people in here. So appreciate you all tuning in. We got Stephen B in the building. What's up, Stephen B? Bucks, Rays, and Bolts. What is going on? Cruise Control. What's up? Joel, good to see you, Joel. How you doing? Jacob Petruzzi. What's up? Rodney, what is going on? Joe, what is up, Joe? What's going on, Joe? Dev Finch is in the building. We got Ken in the building. We got Shua in the building. Bryce is in the building. What is up? Pudgy Boy Sports Talk joining us from X. He's saying, I don't think Cohen will be outbid. I mean, Hal's going to put up a fight. I mean, Hal's made it known that he wants Soto back, so I don't think Hal is looking to get outbid. But, hey, Cohen's loaded, no doubt. Who else we got in the chat? Kind of going down the list here. Keith, what's up, Keith? I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Wait, is today your birthday, Joel? Oh man, if it's your birthday, happy birthday, man. Shout out to Joel. Everybody wish Joel a happy birthday. Hopefully you're doing something fun, man. Awesome, cool. Yeah. So yeah, everybody wish Joel a happy birthday. Shout out to Joel. So it is his birthday. Hopefully you're doing something fun, man. So everybody drop the birthday comments. Yeah. I just talked about it just now, man. Shane Bieber is going back to Cleveland, but that's not a surprise. I had a feeling he was going to go back to Cleveland. So, good luck to him. Good to see him back pitching. Hopefully he can stay healthy. But there's not going to be a decision made today by Soto. I mean, if anything, I would say, by Sunday, maybe even Monday, he makes a decision on what team he's going to sign with. But I don't know about you. I'm ready for it to be over. I'm ready for this whole thing to be over, so that way we can move on and have the Yankees hopefully, focus in other areas of need. Now there was the interview with Jon Heyman a little bit ago, and Jon Heyman was saying that the Yankees could add a guy like Corbin Burns or Max Fried in free agency, in addition to the Juan Soto signing. So they could very well go out and spend big time in this free agency. So either that or guys like Corbin Burns or Max Fried could be a plan B if for some reason Soto doesn't work out. But I do feel as though, Hal is not afraid to spend money, right? He knows he said that the Yankees could get any player that they want. He did make a mention that yes, the being over $300 million in payroll is not feasible, and he's right. He's right, and I think at the end of the day, I think Hal's gonna get the job done with Soto. And don't be surprised if he's able to sign, if the Yankees are able to sign Max Fried or Corbin Burns. The Yankees have a need in the starting pitching. They do need a little bit of an upgrade in the rotation. If they get a guy like Corbin Burns or if they get Max Fried, they could slide those guys into the number 2 spot, and then they can slide Rodon down into the into the rotation spot. So it takes a little less pressure off of Rodon. So that's absolutely a possibility. And we also got the Ace Avenue in the building. Chia, he says, shout out to the Ace Avenue. Make sure you all subscribe to the Ace Avenue. Does a really good job over there. So on his channel. So shout out to you, Ace. How's it going? D-Rod, what is going on, man? So Joe is putting here saying that Jim Duquette is saying on SNY Live that the Red Sox are a little frustrated. They can't get another meeting. So the Red Sox are probably one of those teams that, Soto probably eliminated would be my assumption. The Red Sox and the Dodgers, because it doesn't sound like the Dodgers are in that $700 million ballpark. And if the Yankees have the less option, then, yeah, Cohen can outbid us. Right. So Soto season ended a month ago. A month is a reasonable time to decide. Yeah, they're just dragging it out, man. You know how it goes in free agency. It's a business, and Scott Boras is his agent. So I mean, can you blame them for dragging it out because they know that he's going to get a payday? So it's a bidding war, man. Cole, Fried, Hill, Rodon, Schmidt, the rotation would be fire. So you're putting Rodon at the number 4 spot. Interesting. I respect that. I would have put him at the number 3, but that's just me. But I do respect your order here, the order of the rotation. So that's what's up, man. He also said that the Mets are a little frustrated too. Well, I mean, teams are going to be frustrated because they're making these offers, and Boras is using these guys as leverage, saying, "Well, here's what this team is offering, or here's what this team is offering." So every time they go back to the drawing table and they have to come up with a new bid. So it is frustrating for teams, but you know what? You can't blame Soto and Boras, and you really can't. I mean, the thing is, Shohei Ohtani signed a $700 million deal with the Dodgers. Yes, a lot of that money was deferred, but they set the market. So I guess ultimately we should have expected the Scott Boras to ask for $700 million. Whether or not he was going to get it was the big question. But for a 26-year-old player, I mean, it's gonna, I guess it was bound to happen. And I was wrong in my assessment. I didn't think the contract was going to even get to 660, but here we are talking 700. So at this point, does it go over 700? Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. So, it could get to 725. It could get to 710, 730. We'll just have to wait and see. Thoughts on the Red Sox want to make a final meeting? Where did you hear that? I thought it was he's going to meet with all the teams, but I think the last team that they're meeting with is going to be the Yankees. And it gives an and if that story is true, then it gives Hal an opportunity to counter, to match or beat any offer that's made. Jim Duquette saying that Soto style, he laid back, he knows more or less every team pitch. He doesn't need to hear it again. Okay. He's going to the Mets or the Dodgers. Yeah, he's not going to go. I don't think he's going to the Dodgers. Mets, possibility. I've been saying that the Mets and the Yankees are the big favorites here. All right. I think the Mets and the Yankees are the big favorites here. So he's going to one of those New York teams. Oh, he does, man. He does. So, yeah, the Rays and the Mets made a trade today. I forget the players' names, but yeah, I did see that. They set the market for a player we once every 100 years. Soto ain't that. I don't know if I don't know what's with the Soto hate from some fans. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, by all means, of course. You are entitled to your opinion, but I'm not sure where the hate is coming from for Juan Soto. But the market, it is what it is as far as the market goes. Hate the Yankees, but I hate Los Angeles Dodgers more these days. Well, I mean, based on your profile pic, wouldn't expect you to like the Yankees, but I'm assuming you hate the Dodgers because what? Because of all the deferrals that they're doing with their players. Where did you hear that? $750 million, 15 years. Yeah, Jason, I did see that. I saw that he posted that. That was what was said from Jon Heyman. So that's where that report came out. For the first time in a week, asked on why people look like they're getting frustrated. They might be thinking now that the Yankees have a great chance of getting him. I mean, yeah, the Yankees have always had a great chance of signing him back. Dodgers rubbing cap in the Yankees' faces with insults. So do the Yankees, no Mets. I agree. Well, yeah, listen, Rodney, I agree. You know what I mean? Like I agree. But it's just the thing is, and I mentioned this on the Pinstripe Chronicles podcast. I made a comment on there when the boys went live this morning, which shout out to those guys. I made a comment saying that, I used A-Rod's contract as an example when he signed with the Texas Rangers, right? He signed a $252 million deal. And this was back in the offseason. I think it was like after the 2000 World Series, right? He started his career with the Texas Rangers in 2001. And back then, I remember we were all talking about how ridiculous that contract was. But back then, that was the market. That was the market, right? These contracts, are they getting ridiculous? Absolutely. Is there going to be anything done about it? I don't see it. I know. Of course, some fans with their wishful thinking, they want there to be salary caps, but that'll never happen. The players will go on strike. I mean, yeah, the players make a lot of money, but it's the market. It's the market, and also, if this guy's worth it, which Soto is worth it, he showed it this year. You're gonna get paid. It's that simple. Ronnie, I get it. I understand. But if teams are willing to pay up, I mean, we have no control over what they spend. I mean, look at us fans, man. We want to spend teams' money as if it's our team. But if they're willing, like I said, if the teams are willing to spend that money, that, hey, you know what? That's on them. What could we do? It just means that you're going to pay more for ticket prices. You're going to pay more at the concessions. And if fans are okay with it, then, hey, they better not complain. Right? You're worth what someone is willing to pay. I mean, yeah. And the thing is, they're saying, if they're saying Soto, if folks are saying Soto is worth $700 million and they're willing to, and teams are willing to pay that, what are we going to tell these teams? He's not worth $700 million. He's going to get paid. If we were in that position, we'd be having a heyday. So if Mets get him, they will immediately sign either Alonso or Walker. I mean, I expect Pete Alonso to go back to the Mets. I'm surprised that they haven't even come to an agreement, if I'm being honest with you. Let's see what Ken is saying here. If Soto comes back, he comes back. I think these greedy players are driving the ticket prices so high. And yeah, I was just talking about that the average is Joe won't be able to take his kid to a ball game. And it's been that way for a while. You know what I mean? Like we've been talking, at least I've talked about it with a lot of other fans, right? That, it's getting hard to, take a family of four, for example, to a ball game, because of how ridiculous these prices are. But if people are willing to pay, they're going to pay. Yeah, Ace is not wrong. Owners need to start spending more money on their teams, because teams that get money for example, from the Yankees, when the Yankees paid the luxury tax, that money goes to some of the smaller market teams. It goes to the owners. Yeah, they need to spend money on their team, but they don't. It goes straight into their pocket. So I've seen something about it. I'm not too familiar with the poly market or the betting line or anything like that. So is this like a betting site where, you bet on where the player is going to sign? Is that what it is, John Banker? Maybe you could fill me in a little bit. If the Yankees, hot dogs going to be $35. Chicken buckets are going to be what, $200, $100? Hey, you know what? If fans are going to have to spend that money, or they just go eat somewhere and not spend money at the concessions. Ridiculous. They're pricey. I'm just going to say it like that. Yeah, well, it's going to happen there, Skip. It's going to happen within the next few days. The Soto news, the Soto drama, it's going to be over. All right, whether that announcement comes this weekend or it comes on Monday, because the winter meetings are next week and there's going to be a lot of activity there. So let's see what happens. No one's talking about how much a player like this brings money to the club that gets him. It's not just $700 million out the window. Right. Ticket sales, merchandise, TV ticket. Yeah, exactly. Because it's going to bring fans to the stadium. ultimately it will bring fans to the stadium. You know, he's a big name. So yeah, man, you know, there's no doubt there, Kobe, that he's gonna bring money to the team. He's gonna bring money to their organization. Polymarket predicting Mets will sign Soto. Same Polymarket when they predicted Trump will. Well, I'm not going to get into all that. From your king size bed. All right, everybody go to Rodney's house and go hang out on his king size bed. So we're going to talk about your king size bed from now on. That way you can leave my couch alone. All the spending will lead to work stoppage when the new bargaining agreement comes up and a cap will be introduced. Sophia, I don't think there's going to be a salary cap in baseball. I really don't. If that happens, there's going to be a strike. You know, I remember earlier in the year, in the beginning of the year, I talked with Scott Braun from Foul Territory, you know, and it was a great conversation. That was one of the things we talked about was a salary cap. And he's saying that he said that there was never going to be a salary cap in baseball. And I agreed with him. If there's ever a salary cap in baseball, I'm telling you, the players will go on strike. Just go to a sports bar with big TVs, get a dinner and drinks for the price of one. This is true too, D-Rod. I mean, you know, you could order food to your house even, and you got a bathroom and you don't have to wait in line, and you can watch the game on TV. I mean, good way to spend your money. It's a little bit more economical. Next year, when Paul Olden says, welcome to Yankee Stadium, the new logo is welcome to American Express. I hope you did not leave home without it. Yeah, exactly. Players Union, they're not going to allow a freaking salary cap. Come on. Yeah, you're talking about the threshold, but, you know, there's no the teams can spend whatever money they want. Some teams can spend more than others. But yeah, if they go over a certain threshold, then there's a tax that they pay. Absolutely, there, Ken. So Yankees inking Soto and Fried, and you see them trading for Bellinger. I mean, the Yankees have been really interested in Cody Bellinger, so that name has been floated around quite a bit. So Polymarket has 83% Mets, Yanks at 49%, Boston at 6%, and Blue Jays at 4%. Interesting. I mean, teams say otherwise. The market says otherwise. I mean, I know the contracts for athletes is ridiculous. I mean, not just in baseball, just in other sports too. I mean, these guys do get paid a ridiculous amount of money, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, tax, loss of draft choices, loss of IFA money. I mean, I guess you could call that somewhat of a salary cap. Sure. Exactly, D-Rod. Yes. Yo, what up, Sean? Yeah, 1 year ago on this date. That's right, Max. 1 year ago on this date, Juan Soto became a New York Yankee. He got traded to the New York Yankees. And here we are talking about where he's going to sign. Pretty wild stuff. Bellinger is a dud. Yeah, I mean, listen, he'd be an upgrade over at first base, no doubt. I'm not sure I can't say I'm in love with his $25 million. That's going to come with it. Well, he's going to get $25 million for 2025, and he does have an opt out there, D-Rod. And what that opt out is, let me check that real quick. Like if he was to if he was to sign back, I think it'd be another $25 million. I'm going to check Spotrac right now. So there is a player option. So looks like, okay, so he's going to get 27.5 for 2025. And he's going to get 25 million if he opts back in for 2026, and then he becomes a free agent in 2027. Don't count out Toronto. I don't think Americans realize how much money Rogers has, not as much as up front as Cohen. Oh yeah, the owners of the Blue Jays, man, those guys are loaded. Those guys are loaded. Yeah, those guys can spend money. It's just a matter if they want to. It's they just don't want to. The ownership doesn't have the money. But the one thing that the Rays do really well is develop young players. They just end up trading a lot of them, but they do end up developing some young talent. Probably. I mean, it looks like he's going to get $27.5 million from the Cubs this season for 2025. Year one, you pay 10% tax. Year two, 20%. I mean, yeah, Ken, I get it, but again, teams can spend however much money they want, but yeah, these are penalties that they have to pay. You know, but I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying. What's up, Ronald? How's it going? Crenshaw grinder. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Bellinger. You know, again, if the Yankees were to trade for him, I know it sounds like the Yankees are interested. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily be upset, but the money though, you know, that's the thing. I would almost ask the Cubs if they would be willing to eat some of that contract. The next championship. Well, the team that comes the closest right now there, Sophia, is going to be the Yankees. Mets and Jays by the sounds of things. Well, if Soto is deciding between those two teams, and which we know it's not only those two teams because the Yankees are in it, but if it was those two teams, I think he'll go to the Mets. Personally, Christian Walker would be cheaper if the Yankees were to sign him, but he does come with a QO. So they will lose out on 2 draft picks. They have to give up 2 draft picks and IFA money. Maybe the Yankees are willing to do that. I mean, they did had a meeting with Corbin Burns. So Nick Rose, I doubt it. I don't think he's going to sign tonight. Not tonight. He's going to sleep on it this weekend. He's going to wait this weekend and then decide from there. If Soto's price tag is $700 million, I would let him walk. I mean, you might. I don't think if and like you said, if the price tag is that, I mean, I think Hal is looking to spend that. Cool, but it's too much money. Yankees could get a new team for those 700 millions. Yeah, well, Machado, Harper, Seager. I mean, we could keep talking about those guys. I mean, it's in the past. It didn't happen, but Yeah, this weekend it's possible there, Nick. He could definitely sign by this weekend. Yeah, I did see that. I did see that, D-Rod. Good luck, buddy. Good luck. So signed during the winter meeting. So what do we think, Alex? Like Monday? Yeah, I mean those guys came up through the system for sure. And the other guy, and I know a lot of people say core four, but I'm going to say core five because Bernie Williams needs to be part of that core as well because he played a vital role with the New York Yankees. And maybe I'm being biased because Bernie Williams is my favorite player. He was my favorite Yankee personally. Yeah, Monday. I think he's going to sleep on it. Obviously tonight. I think he'll sleep on it tomorrow. Sunday, I don't see it. Yeah, I'm biased. You got a problem? Acevedo saying Wednesday, no competition on the media, no football, no NBA. Okay, good point. Good point. Good point. I could see it Monday though. Headlines blowing up in the middle of the day. I mean, 800 million. I don't think it's going to get that high. I mean, I know I said it wouldn't get to 700, but 800 million. Oh man, that's pushing it. I think. I think. But oh man, that would be crazy. Who's playing Monday night anyway? I don't even know. I mean, they had a meeting with Max Fried. They had a meeting with Corbin Burns. So, it sounds like they're trying to make other moves besides signing Juan Soto. No, I definitely knew it was going past 600 million. There was no doubt in my mind there, man. Because think about it, he turned down 440 million. You look at Otani and what he signed. I mean, to me, it makes sense, but I get it there, Acevedo. But I am not stupid. There is no long term contract workout. The back end of those contracts will kill the teams. Yeah, but A Rod, I didn't he sign a long term contract with the Yankees? That wasn't he like 32? And how old was Pujols and Miggy? How old were those guys? Because Soto's 26. He's young right now. You know, Uncle Tats from the Pinstripe Chronicles podcast. Shout out to Uncle Tats. What is going on, man? What's up, man? How's it going? How's your day? I think 700 is pushing it too. I think it's pushing it too. But hey, again, if teams are willing to spend that, who are we to say? Shavkat's going to rip Gary in half. Oh, tomorrow's UFC fight. Yeah, Shavkat's going to submit him. That's what I think their hobby. What's up, Daniel Berry? What's going on? But yeah, if these offers for Soto is ballpark 700 million, don't be surprised if the final offer Soto gets is north of 700. Like, don't be surprised if it gets to 720, 725, if what's being said is true. Okay, A-Rod was 29. Pujols, 31. Okay. Miggy just came out of his second MVP and got extended his contract 8 more years at age 32. So this is what I'm saying. These guys like Pujols and Miggy, they were in their 30s. They were in their 30s. A-Rod was 29. I mean, he was on the cusp of 30. Soto was 26. Right? So Soto is one of those rare free agents at such a young age. It's crazy. Soto is 30. Keep it 100. They're lying about his age. 750 end game, so 750 max. Is that what you're saying, Acevedo? Soto's 30, if not 32. If you could prove it. I mean, I personally don't think he's that old, but I could only take their word for it or take his word for it that he's 26. So but yeah, I didn't want to go live and talk about this with all of you, and I wanted to get everybody's thoughts. So shout out to everybody in the chat though. We are close to 400 people in the live stream between YouTube and X. So appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure, you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and share this channel out. Let's continue growing this channel. I will definitely try and go live when the news breaks out with Soto signing. So whether it doesn't matter who he signs with, I'm going to try and go live one way or another. You're a Padres homer. I'm glad he's gone. Oh, so you're a Padres fan. Okay. I mean, I'm sure players, if they wanted to negotiate their own contracts, I'm sure they're capable. But that's the value of having an agent, though, is they get to do that work for you, so you can just sit back and not have to stress as much. And the agent tries to get the best deal, and they're working for you. They're trying to get the best deal for you. I mean, Scott Boras, I think, learned his lesson from last off season when he was making ridiculous demands for some of these guys, and ultimately they didn't get what they wanted. And look at guys like Jordan Montgomery, who ended up firing him. So I think he learned his lesson this time. I don't think he's going to play around this time. Tejada? We're talking Miguel Tejada? Yankees can't go past 750 million. It's too much. You could get Santander, Burns, Adames, Alonso, Scott. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I would replace Santander with Profar. I like all the other guys that you just mentioned. Yeah, 14 years. It'll take him to 40 to the age of 40. I mean, I think 14 years is plenty reasonable. It's more than reasonable. Still a long time. It's a long-term contract, but I mean, that's to be expected. Yeah, he was 25 with the Rangers, but then when the Yankees renewed his contract or gave, I believe it was an extension, he was like 32. A-Rod did his contract with Hank. He fired Scott Boras. Yeah. I mean, sometimes these guys get fired. I mean, I don't know what it would be like, what I would do if I was a player. Would I have an agent help me out, or would I negotiate my own contract? I mean, I'm not sure. Be a cancer in the clubhouse, maybe. I mean, the same thing was said about Manny Machado. The same thing was said about Fernando Tatis Jr. I mean, I was told that they were the cancers. It wasn't really so much Soto. I mean, it seems like Soto got along fine with the Yankees and the rest of with the Yankees players and the organization. So it sounded like he enjoyed his his 1 year there. So maybe San Diego was the problem. If Soto gets $700 million, I definitely wouldn't add on. No opt-outs. Why would you not? I would definitely do opt-outs. King Films, that's a good question. I mean, again, they do, the Blue Jays ownership does have money. They do have money, no doubt. It's just a willing of how much they're willing to spend. Yeah, there was some reports that I guess discussions between Teoscar and the Dodgers, and they were close on a deal, or they were discussing a deal, but nothing has been announced. You know what, Marvin? I think I do remember that. It's been a while, but I think I do remember something about that coming out. I think they were saying the same thing about El Duque, Orlando Hernandez, when they were saying that he lied about his age. 14 years for 750. Yeah, it is 50 million AAV. Definitely beats out Ohtani's current AAV. Talking with the same pitcher after his second Tommy John surgery. I can see him being a 1-2 player with 1-2. Yeah. Look, I don't know what his pitching future looks like. If healthy, I'm going to give him I'll give him another 4 years, 3 or 4 years to be still pitching well. Yeah. I mean, I'd say Yankees, Mets, Red Sox in that order there, MJR sports cards. A-Rod's deal when he signed with the Rangers, or the deal that the Yankees gave him. What's up, Sabine? What's going on? Oh, when Cashman took him, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely one of them. I mean, it's nothing against A-Rod. I mean, yeah, he was a great player, you know. But at that time, I'm like, man, giving him that much money at the age of 32, and you signed him to what, a 10-year contract? It's going to take him to the age of 42. Is that such a great idea? I don't know. I don't think so. Tough nut. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. It's not our money. I mean, I don't get upset. For me, like personally, like, just so you hear it from me, teams are going to spend what they want to spend. They'll spend the way they want to spend. It's not our money. Is it ridiculous what these players get paid? Yeah, but if teams are willing to pay that, who are we to say how they should spend their money? Yeah, I can't see it either. I think like I said, I think it's going to boil down to the Yankees and the Mets. I think those are your two top teams right now. So, what up, Demon D? What's going on, man? Yeah, just checking MLB trade rumors just to see if there was any new updates or anything, but nothing yet. But yeah, like I said, I did want to go. I did want to go live real quick, and talk about this with all of you. So I'm gonna end up ending the I'm gonna end the live stream here because I do have the interview coming up at 8 o'clock tonight. So hopefully I see you all there. I'm gonna have former Major League Baseball pitcher Kyle Farnsworth on the show. So shout out to Nitin Ramachandra for setting that up. So I'm gonna be talking with him. So hopefully I see all of you there. I would love to see all of you there. It'll be hopefully it's a good conversation. I'll get to a few more of the comments here. The teams are spending money. For your money, you get it to the, yeah, well, yeah, they're taking our money and they're spending it however they want. So then I guess we should just stop watching the game and call it good. Who do I think the Yankees go after if they get Soto? I mean, I think they get one of the starting pitchers. So they're going to have a second meeting with Max Fried. They had a meeting a couple of days ago with Max Fried. It sounded like the meeting went really well. So they're going to have a second meeting. So I think they go after a starting pitcher. And I think they're going to make some trades, really. Yeah, well, Crochet I can see. Lemieux. I could see Crochet. Luis Robert, potentially. I heard that the Red Sox were looking into Max Fried as well. I mean, they looked into Kikuchi and who was the other pitcher that just signed? I don't know why I'm blanking on it, but Blake Snell and Kikuchi. And Boston missed out on both of those guys because Boston's looking for starting pitching, no doubt. I don't think it'll be quite Kyle Tucker. I think they'll trade for Cody Bellinger before they trade for Tucker. They have an interest in Cody Bellinger. But again, folks, we'll see what happens, right? One way or another, a decision's going to happen, right? Whether it's in 2 days or 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. A decision's going to go down. So, let's see what happens. All right, we're just gonna have to wait and see. But of course, when that news breaks, I will definitely try and go live if I'm able to, and we can talk about it. Whether Soto signs with the Yankees or another team, either way, I'm going live, and we're gonna talk. So. But folks, thank you all for tuning in. Do greatly appreciate it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this channel out with everyone you know. All right. I appreciate every single one of you tuning in. Thank you all so much. I hope to see you all at 8 o'clock while I have Kyle Farnsworth on the show or on the channel. So that should be a fun conversation. I hope to see all of you there. And enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the weekend. See y'all soon. Have a good night.